So we're just heading up to the barbershop at the moment. We done some performance review earlier this morning just to sort of see what we have been doing over the last few months and sort of running through an overview of how we're tracking for last week, what things that we did really well, what things that we could have done a lot better, but also going into this week, some things that we can implement, not just for myself, but for the whole team as well, for both the barbershop and the barber school, which is pretty cool. I'm just heading at the moment to a digital marketing meeting with a new marketing person that we picked up from the Philippines. So I'm going to hop on call with him very shortly in the next 30 minutes and run through ad creatives, static ad images, and some things that we can utilize and maximize in terms of ad spend and how we could run it more effectively. But not only that, but I'm also heading to the shop to run through a quick training session with two of my barbers, just to sort of see where they're at, where their performance is, and things that we can implement that might be able to help them through the progression of their barbering career. So we'll run through a couple of things with them, which is pretty cool. From there, pretty much head home to the home office and run through some sales calls for the School of Barbers. So see if we can close a couple of sales by the end of the day. Fingers crossed. But honestly, other than that, that's pretty much it, and then rest for the rest of the day. So we'll take you guys through the day. This is what on the go looks like. Got some pies, quick energy drink, whilst we walk across to the shop. So just before we head into our meetings, Matt came up to me, which is actually our new educator for the School of Barbers, and we ran through a couple of the finer details of the course, including the fading process, so we knew exactly how we teach it and what we do. Matt actually used to work for us at Empire Barbershop for a couple of years before he went away to do a couple of his own things, but it is absolutely great to have him back on the team, especially with the knowledge that he has about barbering. So great to have him as a pickup in the team, and I'm so excited to see what he can bring to the table. So honestly, this meeting was super frustrating. I ended up having a lot of computer issues and issues with the internet. So we ended up scheduling a second meeting to run through marketing. But in this brief moment, we did simply run through the last week, an overview of what we did well, and as well as at what we could improve on, especially going into the new week. Stuff like that we can implement. So during this period, I thought I'd run training with two of my new barbers, Roy, which has been with us for 3 months, and Manav, that's been with us for a month. They've both hit the ground absolutely running, and I'm so grateful to have these two new barbers on board. Manav, that's actually one of the graduates from our School of Barbers, so it's great to actually see the progression that he's been able to take over the last few months, especially seeing him at the very start of his barbering journey. But essentially, this training simply just ran through the importance of communication and consultation, and essentially being able to see and show them how to create this infectious environment that every single person wants to come in and get a haircut at. We also did some brief goal planning with them, but ideally we'll be running through a lot of one-on-ones with them to be able to actually find out action plans that we can actually create for them to be able to reach their goal. But what I can tell you is that these guys have so much potential to be able to achieve so much in the barbering industry. So I'm so excited to see what they can bring to the table. Awesome. So just grabbing a quick feed and having lunch before the next marketing meeting. Obviously, it was meant to be ran earlier this morning, but a couple of IT issues meant that we had to run it through this afternoon. So essentially, our marketing meeting just ran through performance and what we had over the last 3 weeks from both Google and as well as at Meta ads. But also just trying to fine tune and find ways to optimize the current ads that we're running. And of course, lastly, we're just trying to prepare to launch our new ad creatives over the next coming days, especially at the back end of the month, and test these ads before we head into a big March. But other than that, from there, we actually went into some barber sales calls, which so far, to be honest with you, we've been crazily inundated with the amount of inquiries for the barber school. So I think slowly, I'll hop out of the sales and try and find a salesperson that'll help fill this role on a full-time basis. So we're just in the process of seeking a new salesperson. But other than that, that pretty much concludes the day of work. I finished up at about 8 p.m. once these sales calls were done, and then pretty much kicked it with the wife and the dogs for the rest of the day. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed it, and catch you in the next one.